I can't carry anymore. I need to get closer. Inventory is full. I can't carry anymore. I'm out of range. Inventory is full.
What do you need?
It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I need to get closer. I can't cast that yet. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet.
Hello everyone, my name is Loco and welcome back to a best of 5 series of professional StarCraft 2. And what I've got for you today is a Zerg versus Protoss. We're in the bottom right hand corner of Nightshade. That's map number 1. We're looking inside of the main base of the RG. Dongregu, old school StarCraft 2 pro gamer. He used to especially be very strong during the early days of the game. In between about 2011 and 2013 is when he had most of his success. Maynard says, chat says, thank you for the translation. Okay, this best of 5 series is the grand finals of an Olimo League tournament, which is like a weekly tournament that's being played. And apparently, yeah, there were some translations being done by Crank, who is, of course, located over in South Korea. And he obviously also does speak Korean. Regardless, quick probe already has been sent out across the map, and that will now force the third base to go up. This is something that the pink Protoss player here in the top left-hand corner of Nightshade has been doing a lot recently. We're looking inside of the main base of Zest. Zest is the guy, and if you're a Zerg player, you may have experienced this on the ladder recently as well, but Zest is the guy. Is he gonna go 3-hatch before pool? No, that's so greedy. Nah, he is gonna go for a gas. Okay, but Zest is the kind of guy who's been sending out his probes so early across the map. So before even like planting down the pylon on the low ground over here, he already sends out a probe just to block this expansion from going up. And while I think technically speaking on paper, it shouldn't really matter too much.
It's too far away.
For living up to... Hey, thank you very much, Crank, for like, you know, doing what you do. He's one of the organizers of Olimo League, and, well, he casts a ton in Korean as well, so if you're a Korean viewer, you're probably familiar with Korean. But anyways, they're distracting me with the in-game observer chat. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, right, yeah, so basically you send the probe out super early, and then, like, it shouldn't really matter, right? It shouldn't really matter from the Zerg side of things. Technically speaking, you should be able to deal with the first Adept just fine. But the problem is that oftentimes Protoss will go for an Adept as soon as the Cybernetics core finishes. And because Zerg cannot really defend both the natural and the main base with 2 Zerglings, oftentimes you need to make 4 Zerglings. So not only are you forced to like go for the Queen a little bit quicker over here, and then also obviously a Queen in the main base, everything is just a little bit messed up. So I'm curious actually to see what DRG decides to go for here in this game, in the early game, because, well, I personally hate this. I really dislike taking my third base as my first expansion as Zerg. I also love doing it whenever I play Protoss. Forcing the Zergs to take the third base is awesome because it feels so really bad. Okay, here we go. Apparently, we're going to be starting off this best of 5 series with a bang, as the Roach Warren is already coming up. Now, that's a very quick Roach Warren. Only 1 gas taken, so it won't be like a hyper-aggressive Roach-only kind of push. But the question is, can Zest scout this? If he sees this Roach Warren, that's absolutely critical, because then he can actually make units here in advance. And this is why... Oh my god! Okay. Oh! What? No way! I thought he wouldn't actually see that. Well, this is why they call Zest the best. As of me making a video, by the way, he is the highest ranked Protoss player in the world. At least on Aligalek. The guy's ridiculously good. And he just now scouted exactly what is going on. So, since he decided to go for the Robo here, the Twilight Council's already done, and I don't think he's really going to be making anything out of that. He could go for a Dark Shrine, if he wants to, which would obviously shut this down, like hardcore. It would be absolutely nothing if Dark Templar come out here for the Zerg player. I don't really know if he has that time, though. DRG decided to cancel the natural expansion. He's making additional Overlords right now, 3. So I think he's going to reinforce this with pure Zergling and then probably morph in Ravagers. I don't know, though. Do you still really want to go for it at this point? I mean, Zest has stopped... well, he's actually scouting right now. He's like, hey, bro, are you still coming? Like, what's up? I scouted you going for some cheese. Are you still gonna be sending it across the map? Yeah, he started up some pro production once again as well. Actually decides to go for a prism first. That's quite interesting. I probably would have gone for the immortal there instead. Regardless, a funnel, a choke point right here has been made. Zest, are you gonna be able to keep those units alive? He's actually just sending the prism straight across. Apparently feeling confident that he can go for the counterattack simultaneously as well, though it does decide to return here eventually. A lot of probes go down regardless. I'm actually quite surprised here. I thought that Zest was gonna have a super easy time defending this because he scouted everything perfectly, but yeah, a little bit of mismicro here from him immediately does cause him to fall. At least, well, 15 probes. I think that this is pretty much game over right now. Alright, maybe he misread the scenario. Yeah, I think what probably happened there is that DRG delayed the push for so very long that he expected him to just go back once again towards playing macro because it got scouted as well. It's like this weird 4D chess. You know that it's coming, so you assume that your opponent knows that you know that it's coming as well, and therefore you assume that it's not coming anymore because it's so obvious. Huh. A little bit of a sloppy game number one there, but that does mean that DRG wins map one. Alrighty, so that does bring us already to map number 2, and this is what I mean. Would you look at that? A probe already sent across the map right away. So he's just sending the probe across, not to like cheese or anything, although he could go ahead and do that, but he's just sending the probe across to block that expansion. I guess it's just to, like, you know, give the Zerg player the middle finger or something, okay? This is the StarCraft 2 edition of giving the Zerg the middle finger. Once again, though, did have to send another probe, obviously, towards the low ground as well, just to plant down the pylon. And the thing is, obviously, like, if you sent this probe already, right? So this is about, I mean, let's say, like, 35 seconds. You basically have already wasted about 30 minerals up to this point, which is very, very significant. But hey, would you look at that? The expansion once again gets denied, and the third base will be forced to be taken here instead. Alright, now, I highly doubt that DRG decides to go for the Roach Warren push once again. This map is also, you know, relatively easy to defend. Like, one force field over here can, for example, slow everything down for quite a bit. I'm still...
I need a target.
Welcome to ProMedica Physicians Tecumseh Family Practice. Your call is important to us. If you have a medical emergency, please hang up the phone and dial 911. Our fax number is 517-423-2786. Please listen carefully to the
You've reached ProMedica Physicians Health Specialist of Lenawee. If this is a medical emergency, hang up now and call 911 or go to the nearest emergency center. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and our after-hours clinic is open Monday through Thursday, 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please listen to the following menu of options and make your selection accordingly. If you are calling for a prescription refill, please press 1. For all other calls, press 2.
I can't carry anymore. Inventory is full. That's still recharging. I can't carry anymore.
Stronghold. For the Horde.
A little bit surprised though that Zest scouted it so beautifully and then he decided to just not really respond. That was a little bit weird. Like he had a bunch of force and stuff. Maybe he didn't expect a Ravagers. I'm not sure. He must have misread something there. My best theory at the very least is that DRG was supposed to already push and then he didn't. So, yeah, I guess that maybe Zest made the assumption that he gave up on the rush altogether. Yeah, a little bit weird there. Wish we could ask him. Anyways, he's got a couple more games here to make it up. Obviously, in a best-of-5 series, it is the first player to win 3 maps. That's the one that becomes the victor. So, shouldn't be something that he can't come back from. It is going to be that cybernetics core here on the low ground once again, and obviously this is the case in pretty much every single Zerg versus Protoss. Zerg versus Protoss, when it's just like a standard macro game, it's probably the most boring early game in StarCraft 2 right now. I mean, yeah, there's room for roach pushes, and yeah, there's room for like Protoss cheese as well. We see cannon rushes every once in a while, but I would say like the vast majority of games in Zerg versus Protoss, probably up to like 80% or so, are just the same first 5-6 minutes. Pretty much every single time. It mostly comes down here to what kind of tech route that Zest decides to go for here, as DRG is not throwing up a Roach Warren this time around. We'll have to see if he decides to pull the drones out of gas. Well, there they go. So indeed, he does pull 2 drones out of gas, which means that he is looking to play that macro game. And at that point, it mostly comes down to whatever tech route the Protoss player wants to go for. Most of the time, it seems to be right now that Protoss players go either for the Twilight Council immediately or for the, what's it called, the Stargate. So Stargate openers, still very, very popular. Zest, however, is one of the players that has been popularizing the Twilight Council opener recently. At IEM Katowice, he took out some of the best Zerg players in the world, like, for example, Serral, with the Glaive Adept build. So he's the one player who's really been popularizing it a lot. And ever since then, a lot of Protoss players on the ladder have been playing that exact same style as well. Glaive Adept used to be very popular for a while. Now, is he going to go for it? I've actually seen some players going really quick blink as well recently. He could also just be going into the Dark Shrine. Is that what he's going to go for? Yep. Okay, it will be the Dark Shrine opener. So, Protoss has a lot of variety in the early game, but basically in the first couple of minutes, it takes a little while before everything gets underway, you know? I mean, technically speaking, Zerg could get aggressive, like you saw in map number 1, but on paper, I mean, Protoss should be able to defend those kind of pushes. And likewise, I mean, obviously, Protoss can go for an all-in as well, but Zerg also has a pretty easy time defending most of those kinds of early game all-ins. I mean, what can you go for here? Like a 1-base 4-gate? Are we gonna go straight back to 2010? Which is the only build that Protoss players used to play back in the day. At this point, does DRG see the Dank Shrine? He does not. So that one will go unscouted for now, but he did see the timing of Warp Gate, which is quite big. Seeing when the Warp Gate upgrade starts, having vision right over here at the third base, all of that helps out the Zerg player quite a bit. Now, he needs to get himself some detection, though. There's a couple different ways you can deal with this. Either you go by Spore Crawlers, or you go for a lair, obviously. In this case, he hasn't gone for either just yet. It is going to be 4 Adepts here first and foremost, and I like this quite a bit. I think he's already expecting the Zerglings to come up. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of detection. He's going to start up some Spores right now, and Spy Crawler as well. Man, this is so brave. I would be so cautious here if I was DRG. Decided to cancel, by the way. I think that was a Bailing Nest, and now go for a Roach Warren instead. Super late Spores. Oh my god. Is he going to be okay? Yeah, he should be fine. That is so late. What was that? Like 4 minutes and 25-ish seconds? The absolute latest. He must have read this this Protoss build order.
I can't cast that yet. It's too far away.
Order right here like a book, realizing exactly what the timing was that he needed to go for. Now, generally speaking, the follow-up after the quick Dark Templar opener is indeed an Archon drop. So Archon drops very, very potent. Very, very strong. I'm a big fan of this build, actually, when playing Protoss. I think it's really strong. It's just nice, you know, like you have several waves by going for the same tech route. So you have wave number 1. I guess in this case, a couple of Adepts. Although they didn't really get that much work done. They're now defending the third base instead. But you get first a couple of Dark Templar to put on some pressure on the Zerg. And then secondly, also the War Prism drop right here with the Archons. Now, I love this positioning, actually, on the Spore Crawlers here. Yeah. Zest knows exactly what, or rather DRG knows exactly what it is that he's going up against. He's already sending in a couple of Zerglings right now for counter 2. Now, is he going to be able to get at least those sentries? Getting the sentries here would be real nice. One sentry goes down. Stalker also ended up falling there. I guess the sentry is the most important kill. Shouldn't be the end of the world, though. Nicely done here. It's going to be a Spire follow-up right now for Zerg. Okay. So notice right here, like the first couple of minutes. I mean, yeah, they are a little bit action-packed, but nothing really critical has happened just yet. If you compare that to, like, the other matchups in StarCraft 2, I mean, Zerg versus Zerg, Protoss versus Protoss, Terran versus Terran, I mean, those are very explosive in the very beginning of the game. And, I mean, likewise for, like, Zerg versus Terran, for example, there's so much variety as well. Protoss versus Zerg, though. Terran versus Protoss, too, I guess. But Protoss versus Terran can also be a little bit passive. Yeah, PvZ definitely the slowest early game when it's a macro game, you know. The first 6 minutes, basically, look pretty similar most of the time. Alrighty. So, third base has been acquired, and Zest is happily macroing up right now. Going into the Immortal tech, getting himself the Blink Stalker upgrade here as well. he's going to be able to continue here with this game in a very nice macro state. He's not really too concerned right now about anything. Does he know about the Spire, though? So Spire, obviously, is something that we see every once in a while. Zest has no idea that it's coming. A lot of the time right now, in Zerg versus Protoss, we see that Roach Ravager Ling Bane unit composition, or maybe the Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker Viper. Mutas, though, they're like a thing that has been like relatively common, I would say, over like the last 2 months. This is like a pretty recent development again in Zerg versus Protoss, where Zerg could go ahead and tech up even towards Brute Lords straight up right now, just off of like Roach Ravager straight into Brute Lords. Very popular style. That's what we used to see quite a bit for several years. Right now, though, Mutas are going to be the name of the game. We'll see what he can do with that. Now, nicely done here. Already, even though Zest doesn't really know exactly what he's going up against, he has decided to put up photon cannons in the mineral lines, which is huge. A couple of Stalkers added into the mix as well. Yeah, Blink is going to finish up. I think that this is Zest knowing what DRG has been playing recently, because this is basically a straight-up counter to what exactly is going on right now. Despite him not seeing everything, he knows exactly what needs to be done. 3 probes go down here, but that's not really too much. Now, in the meantime, by the way, yeah, this Prism is going to be in a little bit of trouble. 2 Archons will not be able to live to tell this tale. They did end up killing a couple of those Mutas too, so I guess that makes this okay. But without the Prism here, this actually could be a pretty tricky defense. Love the fact that there's 2 Warp Gates right here on the top of that ramp to slow down the advancement of the Zerg. Force Fields! Is he going to go for Force Fields? Okay. Well, he throws up 1 eventually. Mostly just growling, I guess, with those sentries. Like, back off! The problem is that, obviously, Zerg can continue this harassment for quite a bit longer. There's no Banelings or anything like that, so this is just going to be Zerglings, Roaches, and Ravagers. He's also going for the missile upgrade, so probably won't be going for too many Banelings here. At least not yet. Is there going to be enough this time around here for the Protoss player to defend? Look at the supply counts. Zerg, for all intents and purposes, maxed out. Protoss really doesn't have that much. Still, though, he does have a couple of shield batteries. Also, a few Immortals in there, although I think that this one on the right-hand side will be picked off eventually. Zerg's working on it. Second one also does fall, and all of a sudden, the swarm is everywhere. Now, he does have Blink, and Blink is awesome, right? He's now actually gotten behind some of these Zerg units as well. Another Immortal actually is now out, trying to target fire down as much as it can. Looks like that one will also be killed here by those Ravagers. But great hold here by Zest, as he does eventually warp in enough units to defend here nonetheless. Oof. That was very close. I actually thought for a second there that DRG was overwhelming it. I mean, I think it was like 200 supply versus like 130 supply or so. That was a very substantial advantage there for Zerg. And you can see the cost efficiency right here of Protoss. Absolutely massive. Imagine if you had that Prism there, though, and those 2 Archons. That would have looked so much cleaner. Alright. Yeah, so we will see that +1 Evo upgrade right now as well for melee. So even though wave number 1 for the Zerg player did not quite win him the game, it seems like he's still holding down the unit button here primarily, right? So Roaches, Ravagers, and Zerglings. And he's going to be going for that Baneling upgrade here nonetheless. So this is basically what the standard is right now. Lots of Roach, Ravager, Ling, Bane. We don't see too much Hive tech, although Broodlords obviously are still the go-to counter to most of that like Archon Immortal Zealot mid-game. The thing is, though, players like Zest, they've gotten very, very good at figuring out the timing of the Hive, so they know exactly when Zerg is going to be pushing with Broodlords. And then generally, they will try and hit a timing attack before Broodlords are out. And that's when Zerg is really vulnerable, right? Like, you could, like, as a Zerg player, get, like, 20 supply caught up in a bunch of, like, Corruptors that don't do anything. So it can be quite tricky. But anyways, here we go. Once again, here's wave number 2. Ooh, this time around, though, yeah, Protoss does have Storm. Awesome. Great Storm so far. Kills a lot of the Zerglings, but that's still an awful lot of Zerg as well, though. It's got to be careful. Don't want to you don't want to land any of those corrosive biles here on your Stalkers. Like, that's not what you're looking for. A couple of them will get picked off. Fourth Nexus here already denied. Once again, the Zerg is advancing. Supply counts heavily in favor here of the Zerg player. No real damage has been done here at all by Zest. Does he have enough at this point to hold on? Ravagers are the only units, though, that are left over here. Oh, key blink. Oh, nicely done. Yeah, he does blink forward this time around, dodging those biles. 2 more High Templar there with plenty of energy. Will be moving forward as well. They're floating forward, I suppose, right? They're so high that apparently they can float. I know. Amazing. They literally float, though. Anyways, looks like that Archon also will not live to tell the tale, but still, once again, it looks like Zest is holding on. Now, this is, don't get me wrong, like, still certainly advantage here for the Zerg player. I mean, he's sitting at 84 drones. He's got himself additional upgrades coming up. He's going into the Hive as well. Already has the Spire. So Greater Spire should be a pretty straightforward transition. But Zest is still holding on. I think the most, or most Protoss players here, well, for a fact, yes. Pretty much all Protoss players up to this point would have already fallen. Zest, though, still hanging in here. Trying his very best to stabilize and to hopefully get into a good position. Storms can certainly change the tide of battle, though. Now, once again, we have a push over here. This time around, I mean, the rocks are no longer here, but it's going to be gateways instead. Storm is so helpful here, yeah, softening up so much of this army. But at the same time, once again, the Link spoke into the 4th base. This is quite far away, so Protoss can't really defend these 2 locations on the map very easily. Man, that's a lot of gateways going down. Huge Storm once again as well. Looks like the 4th base, for some reason, does live. Zest needs this base, by the way. Like, at this point, I mean, look at this. 22 out of 80, or out of 8 probes right now in the natural. He really needs that 4th base. If the 4th base dies, that's basically also with it, like, the chances in the game going down, okay? Like, he needs that base. Some lucky shots right there. DRG trying to see if he can get the Prism. Whoop. Nicely done. Pops out the High Templar, gets a bunch of damage in. At the same time, though, once again, a push over here. A couple of Dark Templar added into the mix. I like that a lot. They deal a lot of damage, and since there's no detection here, yep, the Zerg units will have to back off once again. And Zest manages to defend. All right, so things are looking up right now for the Protoss player. However, the next tech has already been chosen here by DRG, and that's indeed gonna be that Broodlord tech. He's getting himself the Adrenal Glands upgrade as well, which is an attack speed increase for Zerglings. Very, very powerful upgrade, because obviously, well, Zerglings are like the base damage here. I think it's like 38% attack speed, something like that. So, you know, Zerglings, they're pretty good, right? They're gonna be pretty good here, especially once they finish up the upgrade, especially with 2-2, or a +2 rather coming up as well. You might even go into +3 here very soon. But I think the real threat is indeed gonna be that Corruptor Bow. Where is it? There's a couple of them. There they are. There you go. Thank you guys for waiting until I had a shot of you before you morphed into Broodlords. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, DRG here. My camera work is not perfect, but I try. Okay, so yeah, he's trying to force this Zerg player to go away. Dealing a lot of damage as well, actually, with the High Templar. Zest. He has no idea about the Hive and the Greater Spire. Now, he knows that it's gonna be an option. Obviously, he does have Blink. But the problem is, right, so if you're a Protoss player, you have a couple of different ways when it comes to dealing with Brute Lords. You can either go for Blink. However, against Blink, Zerg can just get more Brute Lords. The standard is to go for about 7 or 8 Brute Lords, and then that basically kills any amount of, like, Archon Immortal Zealot. You can deal a lot of damage with just about 7 or 8 of those Brutes. However, if your opponent goes for Stalkers, it is not uncommon to go up to, say, like, 20 Brute Lords instead. Ideally, for Protoss here, you want to transition towards, for example, Tempest. You want to go for some flying units that can deal damage from a distance. Brute Lords are scary units, and, well, I don't know if Stalkers are going to be that amazing. Well, he's got a lot of them, though. That is 32 Stalkers. That is a lot. And those High Templar, they have been dishing out damage for, like, 5 minutes right now. This is actually the first time that Zest is moving out across the map. He does now see these Brute Lords. Can he get underneath, though? There's still quite a few Zerglings remaining as well. And obviously, the reinforcements right now are going to be Zerglings as well. That way, the Brute Lords can be defended a little bit easier as well. The Stalkers do manage to get underneath the Brutes, trying to target fire down all of them. Lynx, though, coming in for the reinforcements, and that does mean that all of those Stalkers get surrounded right now on creep. A couple of Archons do remain. 2 Brute Lords right here on the right-hand side also stay alive. A bit of a desperation move out right there by Zest. I think that DRG should be able to hold on here, but that was actually very close. That was very close. It's so easy to get overwhelmed there. Like, imagine if Zerg would have not reinforced with Zerglings there, but with, say, like, Roaches or something like that. A lot of players at that point, I'm guilty of that as well, reinforced with Roaches. Those Stalkers would have done way better against Roaches than they would have against Zerglings, and the Lynx really were the key there. Nicely done. +3 is going to finish up as well. Are we going to go back to the good old Roach Ravager Ling Bane? I think we are. There's a bit of a mind game being played right now as well. Since Zest now knows for certain that there are Brute Lords out, right? He knows that there's Brute Lords out. He may very well decide to transition to watch that Skytol's army. And the counter to Skytol's, believe it or not, is, well, most of the time at least, with the initial transition, just Ling Bane. Like, Ling Bane is exceptionally good against the slow-moving capital Protoss ships. DRG.
I can't cast them.
Moving forward. Brute Lords are coming up. Ooh, he's ready to spring a trap, but the High Templar also looking very good there. Banelings at the 4th base.
That's still recharging.
Nice move there by the Zerg. Ugh, that's 17 probes there in total going down. Love the observer positioning here, by the way. Like, the observers have been they have been mostly uncontested for now. Low ground base does finish up. The High Templar have to be the stars of this show here for Protoss. 109 supply versus 193. And this is like a very strong Zerg army. Great storms. Very nice storms. No Archons though, no Immortals. Well, there's like 1 Archon, but not a whole lot of Zerg, or not a whole lot of like beefy mid-game here for Protoss. The Lings and the Banes, they roll forward, and while the Stalkers are looking to get underneath those Brutes, Zest is forced to GG out. And that now brings the score to a 2-0 advantage for DRG. Alrighty, so here we go. Map number 3, we find ourselves on Zen. And once again, that probe is moving across the map. I shouldn't be casting these games, man. I play mostly Zerg on the ladder. I should not be showcasing you guys this kind of disgusting opener here from the Protoss player trying to block the natural. Okay, fine. Okay, calm down. It's nothing to be all too upset about. But it is very, very annoying to play against. Now, if you're a Protoss player, like all kidding aside, I highly recommend you go ahead and start making these kinds of moves. If your opponent wants to go for a hedge first, it is so annoying. Like, it really is. It's not even that it's like I said, you know, necessarily a super bad situation for the Zerg, but you get thrown off of your game plan right from the very start. And some Zerg players, at least in my experience playing Protoss, some Zerg players will absolutely freak out and go for like a gas and then a spawning pool, and then they go for like a base super, super late. And if you just open up normal, I mean, the game becomes significantly easier to play. I kind of want to see what DRG decides to go for, though, this time around. I mean, game number 1, he decided to go for the Roach Warden. Game number 2, he just played it out like a macro game, and he ended up winning both of those. I wonder what he has in store for us here on Zen. Zen obviously is a bit of a strange map. The map basically features this this double entrance into the natural, so that's why we see the first gateway coming up over here. He's gonna need additional structures over here to like finish up this wall off, so Zork can't just run in. Wouldn't be surprised to once again see a Roachborn coming up here. We'll see, we'll see. I really am wondering though what Zest did wrong in that game number 1. Like that seemed uncharacteristically, you know, poorly defended there. I mean, mistakes are made, believe it or not, and this comes as a bit of a shock sometimes. But pro gamers get this, right? They're humans.
It's
I know.
too far away.
I know, they're not just robots. Well, except for Innovation, obviously. Innovation is clearly a robot, but everyone else, definitely human. No, even Innovation is, guys. Yeah, that's even crazier, I know. Now, I love this, actually. The probe is staying around for a lot longer this time around. Lynx, obviously, can come up here in just a second. No Zerglings being made, though. It's going to be the double queen. So one queen over at the third, one queen over in the main base. In the meantime, though, on the side of Protoss, I mean, yep, Gateway, Cybercore, nothing out of the ordinary. Adept coming up here, being chrono boosted. He should probably put his tech structure over here now, which is one of the reasons why Protosses don't really like this map very much. He actually decided to put the Twilight inside of the main base, but this could be a bit of a disaster against like a Zergling flood. You basically need to be able to finish up this wall at a moment's notice. I guess this is going to be finished with another gateway here in just a second. Alright, so. One thing we did see in the previous game was that, okay, there's a Robo, was that DRG was surprisingly late there with the Dark Templar. Right? Like the Dark Templar defense, that is. He dealt with it by going for Spore Crawlers, but that always, I mean, that's a bit of a red flag for me as well. Like, I look at that kind of game and I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to be going for Dark Templar, what if I just try and, like, kill them? And oftentimes, if you blindside where the prism is going, so you can even, like, hallucinate a prism, right? And then, like, send the prism, the hallucinated one in one direction, and then the actual prism in the other direction. It can be really difficult for Zerg to actually defend against Dark Templar with Spore Crawlers, because you can just, you know, if you come in from an angle that the Zerg doesn't expect, it's just game over right then and there. This time around, though, no DTs at all. Okay, I thought maybe he was trying to, like, maybe outsmart his opponent. It's going to be the Glaive Adept opener. So this is the build that he won a bunch of games with at IEM Katowice. Obviously, earlier this year at IEM Katowice, this was this February or March? Basically, before the whole quarantine situation. It was like the last premier tournament that was being played offline over in Poland. And Zest ended up taking second place there. I think for like $65,000 or something like that. Although don't quote me on that. I think it's something like that. It was a pretty high amount. So he ended up playing this exact build over there, which is pretty cool. He got absolutely shut down in the finals though. Like he tried doing that build in the grand finals as well. And well, let's just say it didn't go very well. Turns out when you've been outsmarting a bunch of players for a while and then you try and do it again in the grand finals, yeah, players are very quick to adapt. Now, is this something, though, that DRG expects right now? Because, I mean, it's Zerglings and, well, Queens. Glaive is finishing up right now, and it's basically going to make these Adepts attack significantly faster. They're going to plow through Zerglings. Like, it's not even going to be close. Okay, now that was a good shade there, or a good defense right there by DRG. The shade obviously got cancelled, and that does now mean that he buys himself a bunch of time to go for the Banelings. Banelings are very good against clumped up Adepts, but Adepts, I mean, if they manage to get multiple shades in, that can deal a lot of damage. Brenda actually taking a lot of damage right there as well. Let's see where the Banelings go. Is he going to split? Oh, yeah. He thinks he's a Terran player now. Beautiful splits, actually. Very nicely done. Now, that obviously also creates additional service area there for those Zerglings. Adepts, though, oh, yeah, they stay towards that little pocket there in the natural expansion. Only one Baneling remains. I mean, that one can certainly deal some damage. Not a lot of drones have fallen just yet, but here's the additional Adepts coming up. The ones that got warped in right there at that prism. 8 drones up to this point. Is he going to be able to get more? I think he will. He will certainly try. Oh my god. These little pockets in the natural are so painful. And here's the thing. You blink twice, and like an entire mineral line can be gone. It's so quick. Like, these Adepts can deal so much damage so fast. And you know what? I think that this is already a bit of a disaster. If you look right now at the worker count, we're looking at 43 probes versus 31 drones. And, I mean, just any timing attack as a follow-up right now could seal the deal. Zerg doesn't really have the option to make a whole lot of drones at this point either. Oh my god. Yeah, when the adepts go down multiple shades between different mineral lines, that's really when it becomes an absolute disaster here for the Zerg player. Once again, shades forward, and I love this. In the meantime, third Nexus going up and also a Dark Shrine. So it's not like he's going all in with this. He's just putting on what we call a little bit of dedicated pressure. GG is called, and Zest does win map number 3. Alrighty, so map 4 in this best of 5 series. We find ourselves on Golden Wall. Now, like I said in game number 1, this is indeed the grand finals of an Olimo League recently. If you guys are interested, I'll go ahead and actually post a link to their Patreon page down below as well. So Olimo League, it's basically a, like I said, it's a weekly tournament. And they release their replay packs to Patreon supporters, which is really cool. But obviously, they also actually are able to put on these tournaments because of the actual support that they get over there. So definitely something I would recommend checking out in case you're unfamiliar. Always nice to be able to support tournaments, you know, all around the world. Now, this one is specifically dedicated. Well, it's not necessarily dedicated, I don't think, but it's mostly Korean players that sign up for it. The cool thing is that with, say, like the GSL Codes, right? We've been seeing the same names for a very long time. Oh, wow, it's actually going to be a gold base first here. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, we've seen the same names in StarCraft 2 for a very long time, and there's really not that much new blood over in South Korea. Like, we see a bunch of new players over here in Europe and over in the United States and stuff as well. But in Korea, it's been the same names for quite some time. Tournaments like Olimo League allow players that are up and coming to show themselves and to actually make a name for themselves. So that's why those kinds of tournaments, those grassroots organization kind of things, they are very important. Obviously, the top level pro gamers like these two can also sign up. So yeah, at least you get to test your skills, I guess, against some of the best players, right? It's always nice though, because I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Like, what's the best way if you're really good at the game to make a name for yourself? Well, the best way is to win against other top level players, right? Like, if you're a if you want to make a name for yourself, and you manage to beat Serral in a best of 5 series, yeah, you know, you do quite well at that point, right? Like, everyone knows who you are at that point. But obviously, yeah, that's not so easy as it may seem, right? If you're
I can't carry
if you're assuming that things are going to be straightforward, I think you're going to be in for a bit of a surprise. Either way, gold base very quickly here for DRG. I haven't seen a lot of games on Golden Wall recently. It seems like everyone is vetoing this map right now in tournaments. I don't really know exactly what map he vetoed. Probably ended up vetoing Purity and Industry, which is a map that all of the Korean pro gamers seem to heavily dislike at the moment. Not because it's a terrible map, but because it's so different. And, well, to be fair, like, I don't think Protoss players would veto it, but Zerg players, I mean, they basically have to deal immediately with Protoss players going straight up to, like, 4 bases. Very little you can do to actually try and counter that. I guess on this map, I mean, while it's also not considered to be particularly great for Zerg, you do have some options here as a Zerg player by going for that golden base. So, is he gonna go for, like, a follow-up right now that's aggressive, just leaving 1 drone in gas? I think he's just playing a macro game. Just playing a bit of a macro game, going for what seems to be a standard opener here, just using those golden minerals. Now, hey, drone. There you go. Thank you right there, DRG. Once again, dude, DRG is my best friend today. You see him waiting with the Brute Lord Morphins, and right now also microing that drone perfectly. He's having respect of the cameraman from the future. I mean, these games were played a little bit ago. Amazing, man. How did he do it? Yeah, so he's mining out these mineral patches over here. I don't know if he's gonna try and do something cheeky here, take this base over here, or maybe, like, I don't know, mine the golden minerals from the other side. I haven't seen anyone do that yet, but that would be pretty cool. I mean, obviously, this is quite a common third base location as well here for the Protoss. You can also just mine it out right here, just for future reference. Anyways, Dark Shrine opener once again. I like it. Roach Warren, once again, coming up here as well. No bailing nest this time. Ah, the Pro, indeed, was waiting to be planted down on the other side of this little wall. The other side of the golden wall, I suppose. And he is going to be able to plant down the Nexus over here in relative safety. I say relative safety, but yeah, I mean, the minerals already were mined out there in the center, so the Zerglings can just go there, and there's like nothing that Protoss can actually do. These are 20 minerals each, so these mineral fields over here have 20 resources in them, rather than the conventional 5. Regardless, you know what? All of that may be completely irrelevant. There is detection right now inside of the main base. But other than that, the natural has already taken a lot of damage. Yeah, this is once again DRG playing very greedy against this. Now finally starts up the lair. But I mean, there was only detection over in the main base and then in the third base as well, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of that. Although I say that actually, and you know what? He's killed no workers at all. He did manage to kill 2 queens and an overlord there, which is nice. But, you know what? That actually, I thought that maybe a whole bunch of drones fell there, but that's not even the case. Problem is, though, that this golden wall does not really help you defend against these Archons. Oof. Yeah, he can just stand there. He can just deny mining there. Yeah, just wait. Make them try and fight you, I guess. There you go. In the meantime, third Nexus was nicely acquired over here. Gateways are coming up as well. Normally, they're going to be covering this section, so Zerk is going to be funneled through the top section over here. Regardless, yeah, this is annoying here for the Zerk player for sure. A lot of lost mining time. It is already kind of negates a lot of that advantage that you get from having the golden minerals. So golden minerals, they mine 7 resources per trip rather than the conventional 5. So I mean, if you're not mining, for like, I don't know, 30 seconds there, that negates most of the advantage of the golden minerals already. Like, it really adds up very quick. Spore Crawler falls as well. I don't like this, man. I really am a fan of just taking this as the natural, and then this is the third base, or maybe this is the third base. But the golden base, I don't know, never works for me with any of the races, except for Zerk versus Zerk. But in Zerk versus Zerk, this map, it's just Link Bane, Link Bane, Link Bane. Wow, even gets a Ravager there. Beautiful move here by Zesto. Really abusing the terrain of the map, trying to get maximum value out of it. Spine crawlers take about 7.5 years to root, and while it eventually does root, it took it long enough, right? It took a little while. All right, so third Nexus happily up and running here. We do see now a transition towards once again Blink Stalkers and Immortals. Forge does come up here too. Is that just gonna go push right now? The problem here is as well, once these golden minerals run out, all of a sudden the other minerals can be pushed into very, very easily. You can also just walk right here on the, through the center of the map and just push that way. You could even try an elevator units into the main base. Use the prism as an elevator. Additional stalkers coming up. They do have blink. Well, they have blink in about 20 seconds. Branda gets force fielded out, which is a little bit unfortunate. And the third base, I mean, I guess this was the first expo. Once again, still no detection over here. Are you kidding?
Featured moment of this WoW Arena episode is brought to us by...
Oh, the little fairy was... What the fuck is that? Why is there a tornado in Blaze Edge Arena, dude? No way. Someone using the flight path? Is that what's going on? Dude, why is this going on? What's happening? Does this happen when somebody's using the flight path? Or do I have a storm in Blaze Edge right now? Why is there a storm in Blaze Edge?
It's good.
Go whenever.
I'll kick first, Brian, to cross into this.
So zone yourself. Zone, 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 zone. Press zone. Ay caramba, my fucking eyes, man. On yourself, not on me. Holy shit, that was amazing. No.
Oh my god, I did not just witness that. Oh my days, who saw that shit right there, dude?
A lot?
I can't carry anymore.
Can we please get done with this furry shit? Like, what is it, man? Like, that's all we fucking see nowadays is a bunch of fucking furry shit. Come on, guys. Get on the ball. I'm sick of seeing this shit. Please put back on the furry outfit.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Drop this, maybe?
me with another stun or something? Or what's this guy doing over there? Chat, what is that? That DH was literally just dying to attendee. Let's go, boys. Wait, what? This DH was literally 1v1ing attendee, bro. You guys see that shit? Yo, someone clip that.
Alright, here we go. So Strosa and Kakar, so I'm running in quickly here to try to get combat. Hope you can pull him out of stealth. Run in, I've sapped the Pally. Use your eye, find him. Beautiful. Go with the classic, dancing him, cheap shot, knife blade, cold blade. He triggered it, pet stun, trigger that shit. What the Was that the most disgusting trap anyone's ever seen? This guy trapped me mid fadeaway disengage.
I'm a chairman. What the fuck? Did they pre-kick Lazo there? What the fuck? Someone clip that.
Just so he doesn't stop my damage from going out. That's the point of the kick on smite anyway. I'll jump here and we kill the trap. You did not see that.
Priest, come hit this priest. Wolf.
Ow.
I can't, man. He's dying, bro. What the fuck? Look. Behind you. Dude, I'm retarded. I'm retarded. Oh! You're dead.
Скажи им, что у меня лук сломан, мне надо ТП.
This hunter teleportation or world, your weapon сломано, короче.
What?
Russian hunter weapon die. Ему need teleportation for world of Warcraft.
Going next.
Come out again.
For the lulz. Any kicks? Nice.
Oh my god! Dude!
Blood and thunder!
Did you saw how I kicked in the air, no scope, fell down and hooked back like Spider-Man in the Return of the King?
Oh my god.
What?
Keep it alive, boys. Keep it alive.
What do you need?
Wait, how did I res here?
Where are you?
Wait, what?
Wait, where am I?
Sir, where are you?
Dude, I res and I'm running with the mobs, but I'm nothing's happening.
He got sent to the Shadow Realm.
Wait, I'm at the beginning.
Whoa, wait. What the fuck? My res is super weird as well.
At a later date, I will send them both. Okay.
Okay, then you gotta press it on this. Oh no, I got.
I'm killing them. They're gonna die. They both died.
Dude.
What?
They both died. They're both dead.
Yeah, Mastery doesn't even do bad, huh?
Scary.
I will blind healer soon, by the way. Blind healer now.
I'm CS. Help! Ah! I bubble. Oh. I didn't do anything. Oh my god.
Thank you. Thank you for the great distraction tactics, my friend.
I was just. Oh my god. I was just living and you guys just.
Hey, Asman, my parents are watching. Please be nice. Less than 3. Your parents are
I sure
watching?
could use your help, kid.
I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I'm sorry.
Fuck, shit, ass, piss, dick, penis, cock, pussy, eat pussy, smoke weed.
Time
doing
is money,
drugs,
friend.
Pussy cock.
Keep it real.
Smoking pussy cock.
We have swags, bro.
Yo!
Shows no call. Wait, let's run in, yeah?
We have to really fast.
Be good.
You wanna do it? Do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Nope, not good. That's never happened before. The blade.
Hey, how you
from the
doing?
boss hit me.
Careful.
My ring.
Some close. I can damage this as well. Just watch spiders. Play super fucking safe. Yep, just live. We live.
Oh my god. I'm good. Everything is fine.
It's down here.
Yo!
You're in big trouble.
Hurry back!
Dude, what was that bike? It went
What's
through
up?
the wall and hit you, man.
Keep it real!
Legendary nerf. I can solve this.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I didn't jump.
Group when you
What up?
die if you can.
He gives me the phone, I get MC.
Oh my god, his Twilight Dev just killed everybody.
His Twilight Dev
Have a good
hit
one.
me for 577k.
It killed 3 people.
Bob's Twilight Devs giveth, and Bob's Twilight Devs taketh away.
It is nerfed in PvP, but I would guess this didn't count for that.
This is not PvP.
They didn't think about that when they...
Down to the mage row. What are we gonna take a dub? I guess we'll find out soon. This guy, he might have the Ring of Frost here. I feel like he doesn't land this though. Yeah, I didn't even go for it. We saw 2 cheap shot him. Gonna get blocked here. Hopefully. Cheat again, there's a block. I'm just gonna blind him when he cancels. Now, all I have to do now is sap him up 3 times, and he should die.
I got
Howling
you.
%. So we're gonna sap him up.
Yeah, what do you want?
Pull the camera out right now. Make sure Duke's in the shot as well. Little throwback to when we both were alive there. I'm gonna take the camera out, sap again. It's a knife way to the side. Mark for death, full kidney, dancing public. We can flame him up. Big it is, and there's nothing the mage can do the first game of the day. Yo, my bad, dude. My bad.
Need to run away from the last one.
Yeah, the last one is.
Yeah.
Help me! Alright? What are you doing?
Oh, DH main, dude. Holy shit.
You got me farming you.
Kill me, out of melee.
Killer die, killer die. What? You turned?
What the fuck? Robin? Yeah, I sneezed. What? Are we living this?
What the?
Nice shockwave.
He got paid to do it.
What do you say?
He got paid 1 sub to do it.
No.
Oink, oink, oink. I did. Double reap, we got double reap. I swear we go healer. Okay. Are you ready? She block, I want to she block. Can we? Let's go. 2, 1, go. Take a sandwich here. I told you. I fucking told you, bro. Jesus Christ. I had 139k durst on that too. Rest, whatever.
With this gear though, I like how I have multiple proc things that can proc and do damage. The full tier 2, and then the Viscag chance on hit proc. With good luck and procking everything, big damage. He's gonna trinket this and I'll blind him. He's gonna trinket at the beginning of the thing. Never mind. Did I just blind the pet? Alright, I blinded the pet.
It's too far away.
Shit. Thank God for the health stone the lock gave me earlier.
So when you're a druid, you want to be far away? You don't get to be in your animal form for a while, right? Yeah. Just started it, so. Not that hard. Already level 2. So the druids are the tanks in the dungeon. You can't do it while you're moving? I just found that out. Cool. That is cool.
Oh shit, this guy back. Sudden turn. He thought I was running. Resist the trap. It's my lucky day. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Oh my god. Where did this mage come from, man? I will find this mage, I swear.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Bitch. For now your head has gone from an egg to kiwi fruit. Wait. So the very little hair there is?
So can you heal yourself?
Don't charge me. Is that a multi-boxer? Oh. Oh! It revealed me!
That's still
Oh my god! 90% by the way. Return into stealth mode after using your sap ability. Sure, motherfucker. This is not like the dagger spec where all the stealthers find me first. Goggles? Increase stealth detection. Heighten senses with Hemo spec.
Do you not get as much experience? Seems like it's taking longer.
Oh. Is he
Oh,
watching the stream?
like when I did the other character.
Knew I was here. Rip him. That wasn't necessary. There is a rogue there. Or rogue though. Oh, this guy debated me. Thought he was gonna stay on his mount. Debated me again with the CDs.
I'm out of range.
Oh my god. See the hunter though.
My eyes hurt.
Did I kill it? I got it. Sniped.
I woke up a lot.
Oh shit.
Coughing.
What the hell? I was busy with the mosquito. And
Why
suddenly
can't
a
you
rogue.
do it while you're moving?
I think I resisted, didn't I? Ah. I fucked that one up, didn't I? Waited like a second or so with the thing. Is that gonna hit him? No. I stealthed when he cheap shot at me. Or did I resist again? If I resisted again, thank you, Orc.
Zug zug.
Oh. He charged them for me. Oh, okay. Zug zug. Zug zug. We see Gnome. We kill.
I'm so tired.
Zug zug.
This is too close to so many people. They will notice insta.
It's weird not having a pet.
This guy's a tank as well.
I'm level 5 already.
Never mind. Not that tanky. Where is the flare? Okay. Another flare. Okay.
Oh, I can heal a friendly
They don't see.
target. But I can't heal myself?
Shit. It's okay, they don't see. Big balls. It's very monk ass at the same time. He's gonna... I mean, that's not bad. If he doesn't trinket right. What? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Greetings, traveler.
Okay.
Goodbye.
What brings you here?
Everybody in the zone came.
My ship is prepped and we're ready to go. Heading your way now.
forces in sectors 3, 4, and 6. All personnel must evacuate.
This is Nova. Begin your sweep. Find Kerrigan.
Bravo team, acknowledge.
It's not that hard. You acted like it was hard. Well, when I said something about it one time, you acted like it was hard. That's why I never tried it.
The killing will never stop until Minsk is dead.
I'm out of range.
Pay.
That's enough of that. Get it together, darling.
Bravo team, come in. Are you there, Bravo? All units to sector 6. Go, go, go.
We gotta go.
I can't cast nothing.
Been a long time.
Like riding a bike.
Yep. Like riding a bike.
Jim, do you read me?
We read you.
Kerrigan, I'm glad you're alive, but we're cut off from your location. You'll have to fight your way across the lab to the tram station. That will take you to Jim's ship.
Roger that, Junior. We can handle it.
Work to be done.
That's still recharging.
Heading out.
Back in the saddle. Let's move out.
Gotcha. Sweetie. On the same page. Marauder ahead. I'll take him out with a kinetic blast.
Kerrigan, before we jumped, Hyperion tracked multiple Dominion signatures headed down to the surface. You're gonna have a surprise party down there.
I get a dagger?
Scanning.
So now
Detecting
what?
Dominion forces and a Zerg hive
With a
cluster.
dagger.
Yeah, there must be an old hive here. I'm more worried about the Dominion.
Okay, then what's the point of the fucking dagger?
Status? Fleet, our base is set up and the Dragon Pulse Cannon is almost online. Roger that. Eliminate all stragglers as they warp to these coordinates. We'll return for you. Lead out.
That cannon will take out Jim's ship as soon as he enters orbit. He'll never see it coming. Set course for the Zerg hive cluster. I need an army. I can sense a mind controlling this brood. Who are you?
My queen, I am Nakjul, a brood mother. You created us to extend your control of the
I
swarm.
can't cast
You
nothing.
returned to us.
I'm not your queen, and I haven't returned. But I need your brood to destroy the Terran cannon right now.
Most of my brood is with me. I can
Level
send them
7.
to you, but it will take time.
It's going by
Then
pretty
send them.
fast.
When they arrive, we'll tear down that cannon before Jim gets here.
They don't have any shoes on.
Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare this hive for combat. The Dominion would have tracked my ship, and they'll be looking for
Why?
That spell isn't ready yet.
Take what is theirs. Embrace the destiny of all,
I
sir.
can't cast that yet.
You must know your enemies. Yadra, a worm whose acid burns like fire. Kraith, immense and consumed by hatred. Sliven, the eternal mother, hollow and destructive. Kill them, and you will command the whole of the Zerg. Each has sent most of its pack against your swarm, leaving themselves vulnerable.
Have you ever played a warrior?
Zagara, defend the Leviathan.
You like the
I
warrior?
will deal with the path leaders myself.
The only one you can do while moving is the... No. Moonfire. Yeah, I'm not level 8 yet.
Myself.
Halfway there.
I need
Make
to
school suffer. This world is...
New form, powerful. Can leap through air, strike foes. Heavy damage.
The swarm conquers all.
It's annoying. They barking.
No time like the present. I am the swarm.
New offensive ability, psionic shift.
They act
Dash
on.
quickly. Destroy creatures within path.
Make your peace. This world is mine.
This relic, Zelnaga origin, houses genetic information.
Oh, babe, I needed that massage today.
Our conquest continues. Boldly.
She's not emailing me back.
Roaches help. They fight Yadra's brood.
This world is mine. Death awaits you.
New form can twist essence, mend wounds, heal nearby Zerg and self.
Minsk will suffer. Make your peace. Our conquest continues. No time like the present. Slay them all.
I'm waiting.
The swarm conquers all. This world is mine. I am the swarm. We are without limit. Make your peace. Our conquest continues. We adapt. Boldly. No time like the present. Boldly.
I have just the thing.
No time like the
This
present.
person's on the same quest I am in.
The
A higher
swarm
level.
conquers all. Our conquest continues. I am the
They're a
swarm.
druid too. I said I'm a higher level. You what? You have to go to? Since when is it at 3:30? How come when you jump off of that roof, you don't, it lets you fall nice, but normally that doesn't happen? Well? I didn't know you left. I didn't hear you. Okay, so how do you attack as a cat? Yeah? Why does my health go down so fast, though? Huh? Is that what happens to you? Wow. Who's asking Ash?
We're handing in Relian Greenspire. We're picking up tumors from Relian Greenspire. It's gotta be real close.
Can't find any lightsaber.
20. You know, watching it, whatever, and we had a very kind of niche grassroots community, and now seeing it. Oh man. Just digging the RP server, huh? I really am. So some of you guys are probably really sketched out on an RP server. You think to yourself, I would never play on an RP server. I would never play on a PvE server. This server is an RP PvE server. I get that. I get that. I do. I was kind of in a similar boat,
myself.
you know, thinking like, what is going on there? You know, is it just
Blood and thunder.
In this video, we'll be going over the strongest faction leaders in WoW's history. And in order for a character to even qualify for this list, they need to have been a leader of one of the races or factions at one point in World of Warcraft's history, from vanilla WoW onwards, or a co-leader. And at number 10, we have Vol'jin. Vol'jin was a former war chief of the Horde who died at the Broken Shore to the hands of a single Felguard. So his death wasn't super grand, but he does have a nice baseline to start this list off on when it comes to strength and accomplishments. You see, Vol'jin is what's known as a Shadow Hunter, which is a super elite troll that's basically a combination of Hunter, Shadow Priest, and Shaman, with Blomsamdi himself providing him his Shadow Priest powers. He also has features of the Monk class, as he trained with Terran Zu himself to learn how to use his bare hands as a weapon. So that's already 4 of the 12 base classes covered, which is quite the accomplishment for anyone in Warcraft lore, and makes him much more powerful than the average person. Although I'm much more partial to actual feats of strength when describing someone's power in these kinds of videos, rather than what we're told how strong they are. Otherwise, Naru would be the strongest things ever, even though they're shown to die all the time. Vol'jin does have a handful of accomplishments. He led the assault on Zuluman, Northwatch Hold, and the Horde Rebellion against Garrosh. But his biggest accomplishment for showing his personal strength was his defense of the Shadowpan Monastery as part of the 33. You see, in the book Shadows of the Horde, there was an army of 500 Mogu and Zandalari trolls who were laying siege to the Shadowpan Monastery. And in a ploy to buy time, Vol'jin challenged the army to honorable one-on-one combat, where he would challenge their strongest fighter to a duel. And if he lost, they could basically take the monastery no problem. So they sent in their strongest Mogu fighter to challenge him, who lost so bad that they ignored his challenge and decided to rush in with numbers anyway. And Vol'jin personally ended the battle with his bare hands, killing the enemy leader with a single monk punch. Then, after the battle, he used his healing powers to bring his human friend Tirith and Korth back to life, which is quite the list of accomplishments from a single battle. On the Broken Shore, it turns out he was actually killed by a Loa of Death, who really wanted to make Sylvanas war chief, and it's heavily speculated that he was raised to a higher being to be almost on par with a Loa, and shows up from time to time in BFA. So he definitely has some nice accomplishments under his belt, raising him above normal troll status, and able to fight off a small group of enemies by himself, and the ability to bring people back to life, which definitely earns him a spot on this list, but everyone else is just kind of a monster in comparison. And at number 9, we have Lillian Voss, who is the current leader of the Forsaken at the end of BFA, and is like a super strong mage rogue. You see, Lillian Voss was raised by a high-ranking member of the Scarlet Crusade, and says that she studied stealth, sorcery, martial arts, anything that would make herself stronger. But then she died somehow and was raised as a Forsaken. Most likely in an accident or to a disease or something, because I can't imagine anything really killing Lillian Voss. One of her first shows of strength is when you come across her being held captive in a cage, and a member of the Scarlet Crusade comes up and says that she was ordered to be executed by her father. The Scarlet Crusade hates all undead, even those that were previously related to high-ranking members of the Crusade. And Lillian promptly just teleports out of her cage, instantly kills her captor, and then teleports back into her cage so she can sulk for a bit, proving that she was never in any danger at all, and she was right when she told the adventurer that she didn't need any help when you first talked to her. Later on in the zone, you'll come across dozens of corpses of Scarlet Crusade members who are all burning with purple fire, which is a hallmark of Lillian Voss. Because Lillian Voss is some kind of spellcaster. I'm not sure what kind, but it's very similar to DK and Shadowpriest stuff. And she's also a proficient rogue, as she becomes a follower in the Order Hall campaign for Lucas. And here's the thing about the Scarlet Crusade members, they are not weak. The Scarlet Crusade has a pretty high average power level, as pretty much all of them can use the light, which makes each Scarlet Crusade member essentially a full paladin or priest, and they are very proficient in the light. In fact, one of the strongest light users is a member of the Scarlet Crusade. Or was a member anyway. So, Lillian being able to kill scores of them by herself with a little difficulty is actually quite the accomplishment, because even the Lich King himself had to put in a lot of time and effort to deal with the Crusade. And during one of the last quests in the zone, she'll ask the adventurer to escort her to her father, or you'll walk up a long line of Scarlet Crusade members and just watch Lillian Voss kill all of them by herself, essentially. She is kind of super powerful. And when she finally walks up to her dad, who's a high-ranking member of the Crusade, which implies a strong power level as well, she instantly kills his guards and then slowly kills him with little effort. Later on, you'll find out that she's been killing dozens of members of the Crusade in the Plaguelands as well. She reappears as a dungeon boss in Skullomance, where she was mind-controlled by a necromancer, basically her direct counter as she herself is undead, and even then she was able to snap out of it eventually and kill him. So while Vol'jin definitely had some nice feats of strength and has the benefits of basically 3 classes, I don't think Vol'jin himself would be able to walk into the heart of the Scarlet Crusade camp and kill a high-ranking member leader by himself. So I have to put Lillian Voss just a tiny bit higher on this list. And at number 8, we have Malfurion, one of the leaders of the Night Elves on the Alliance side. Malfurion is basically a super powerful Archdruid and a one-man raid boss, and has quite the accomplishments to back up his high status. You see, during the short novel, A Good War, where you read about the Horde's perspective of moving through Ashenvale, every time Malfurion is brought up by a common Horde soldier, they're absolutely terrified of him. He just kind of shows up every now and then and kills a group of 20 men by himself before running away. Or before the Horde people ran away if there wasn't enough people to back him up. During one scene in that book, Malfurion is able to successfully infiltrate the heart of a Horde camp, and is in a room with Saurfang and his guards. And Saurfang is so afraid of Malfurion that he basically accepts that he's going to die then and there, and that there was nothing him or his guards could possibly do to beat Malfurion in front of them, as Malfurion kills his guards and collapses the building on top of him moments later. There's even one other point in the book where a Blood Elf rogue is able to prepare the perfect ambush. Malfurion was distracted. He snuck up on him perfectly and was in range where Malfurion didn't notice him at all, and when he jumps out and tries to kill him, Malfurion casually deflects his blade and knocks him on the floor, as if a fly tried to fly in his face, and then has a conversation with him before he kills him. He has such supernatural reflexes that he literally cannot be ambushed by normal people. And him and Sylvanas were having DBZ-style fights in the trees, throwing each other 20 feet in the air. He just has supernatural strength and senses, in addition to his ability to control nature itself. The only reason Saurfang was able to strike a killing blow on him is because he was in the middle of a battle with Sylvanas, and Saurfang himself is worth about 5 fighters in one. So a super powerful, almost demigod definitely makes this list, and is only beaten out by people who just have better feats of strength. And at number 7, we have Balrog, who was the High Lord and Regent in Kingdom of Stormwind during Vanilla WoW when Varian was missing. Now for this list, we'll be going over the strongest versions of these faction leaders, and not necessarily how strong they were when they were faction leaders. Now, Bolvar used to be a paladin, but is probably not stronger than Vol'jin. He was a decent paladin, he was pretty good too, but he wasn't on the same tier as the number 10 on this list, for example. It wasn't until after he died and got raised, and then acquired powerful artifacts, that he really came into his own with being a powerful being. And I will be including items and equipment and outside borrowed power for this list, so technically High Tinker Mechatort with his mech suit would definitely be counted for this list. I'd say that he was a strong contender for the number 10 spot with Vol'jin as well. But I think Vol'jin just has a little bit more advantages and feats of strength that put him over a giant mech suit. So if we include the Helm of Domination into Bolvar's power, he gains two very distinct benefits. One of them is the ability to control a nearly unlimited army of undead, and two is the enhanced psychic abilities it gives him, as you could see him during the Shadowlands cinematic throwing gigantic icicles at Sylvanas with his mind. He also has access to a whole bunch of powerful artifacts and minions, as he's basically responsible for handing over two artifact weapons in Legion, one for Fire Mages and Death Knights. He gives Fire Mages Fel Malorn and is involved in helping Frost Death Knights create the Blades of the Fallen Prince, with the pieces of the Broken Frostmourne. He's also able to raise Death Knights. His high-ranking Death Knights can raise Death Knights, and an army of Valkyrie that can create even more undead. And he has gigantic skeletal dragons at his command, which even helps some of his Death Knights acquire further mounts. So the real power in Bolvar is his army, and his army could probably help him defeat all the other spots on this list easily. Maybe. There is another person who will appear on this list who was able to take him down. Individually, with just the Helm of Domination, he definitely has above average power. He could easily be on the same tier as Vol'jin or much stronger, and of course his great psychic capabilities that allow him to throw gigantic boulders with his mind definitely puts him on a high scale of power scaling. Not as high as Arthas though. There are a lot of people who assume Bolvar is just as strong as Arthas, which is not true at all, because Arthas also had the Frostmourne, which was a super powerful rune blade that made him even more overpowered. Bolvar only has the Helm, which I think only slightly makes him stronger than Malfurion, and even then I might be being a bit generous putting him above the Archdruid. Although if we add in his unstoppable undead army, he would probably take number 1, but I'm kind of stripping him of the army capability and just judging him on his own power with his super powerful weapons and artifacts, which puts him at number 7 on this list. So as long as he just doesn't let someone come up to him before his army is able to wear him out, he should have no problem beating anyone. And at number 6, we have Tyrande. This is the other Night Elf leader alongside Malfurion, and she is a very powerful priest who recently got a super buff to become the Avatar of Vengeance. You see, before...
What can I help you with?
Those are both his classes. He loves paladins. For anybody that doesn't know, he likes paladins more than I knew. Like, he was telling me, oh jeez, I forgot these guys call each other. He was telling me, he's like, dude, if I level a paladin, I'm not dying. Like, I know everything about them. They're extremely powerful. It's impossible for me to die on a paladin. So if we do duo together, I think he's gonna be a paladin and I gotta be something else. I don't know if I want to play a warlock though. I mean, ideally I would play a druid just because I know it the best. But I was thinking a mage. I feel like a mage with a paladin is good because it's got a lot of CC, but is it good enough? I've got slows, I've got Nova, I've got sheep. But I don't have self-heal, so I was thinking about doing a mage and then really focusing on engineering. And seeing how that would work out. I feel like a mage with engineering could possibly compensate for the lack of self-heal on the mage. But I feel like two classes, if we're gonna two-man dungeons, I feel like both classes have to have self-healing, right? You never guess what happened to me today. I got up from work and was walking out the door. I look up and my truck is gone, stolen, while there was a storm last night. Dude.
Too far away.
So here I am playing WoW, and Dishish, I mean, that's never happened to me. I thought it would, like... Man, I've walked out a couple times forgetting where I parked, and like, that's the stuff of nightmares, dude. I'm congrats on playing WoW right now. I'm glad you are, but it can't be a good feeling, dude. That sucks. I'm trying to think of something comparable to getting your truck stolen. I don't know, it's not a good feeling. Damn. Game's 16 years old and there's still thousands of players. This game will always be healthy. Yeah. Well, I don't know if this community will always be as healthy as it is right now. Look at that, 1200. Crit City.
Interesting.
Yeah, he has a 60 Paladin on Bloodstone Buccaneers, but it's not hardcore, so. His stream title was last stream. Is he having a break? No, no, no. It was last stream for the 1 to 60 one. That's all it was. Yeah, don't read too much between the lines. It was just his rogue's last stream. All right, coming into these caves. Don't these gorillas, they all call each other? I mean, I'm level 54. I feel alright being in here. Running sub rogue at 30 with Frost Mage. Control should be insane. Getting your girlfriend stolen? Yeah, comparable. Yeah. Yeah, that would be about the only thing I can compare it to right now, I guess. Never had a vehicle stolen, had them broken into, stereo stolen. They're shooting up in my truck. Damn! Yeah, man, that's terrible. Look at this dude. Level 49 Hunter. He's gonna get us killed in here. Alright, here's the thunderers that we needed. Ooh. Still a 1 pull. Alright, I don't really like having... She's 4 levels lower, too. Like, what's this 4900 doing in here? Meleeing my mob. Come on! This is a death sentence waiting to happen. I wish she would just leave. Oh, she's gonna skin my mobs. Wonderful. I'm about to just skip a mob. Oh, I can't. This stupid hunter. Can you go somewhere? This is probably a bad idea. Oh, what happened here? Oh! Watch, he's gonna call both of these apes on top of me. Karg also said he knew everything about Mara. That didn't appear to be the case. Yeah, we didn't do landslide. Dude, Mardon was scary. Alright, 372 lightning bolt. I don't like that. I don't know how to save this guy. Doesn't look like we're going to right now. Alright, I think this is the guy that calls for help, so we're probably going to have 2. Oh my gosh. Let me pull him on this side just in case he calls from like above. Right there, that would be terrible. Alright, whenever he calls mobs, let me make sure this guy doesn't take off, because then we're pulling the whole cave and it's over. Okay, he bangs his chest, and we got son of a bitch. We got 2 of them. Kill him quick! Come on, man! I'm gonna get whopped. I got a health pot. Health pot, heal. Jeez. Cargo's almost died here.
I've been expecting you. Well met.
I need to get closer.
Alright, so it's just the regular gorillas that call for help, it looks like. So this guy's gonna call for help. They can stack in 3s and 4s? You mean like the model can? Since someone stay... Yeah, Ash, we were thinking about that, like Oh my gosh. You're thinking about like if we did a BRD together, it'd feel kind of weird. It'd be cool for the stream content, but like if I wanted to ding at BRD at level 60 and we needed Cargo as a part of the group, we could make him sign a blood pact before take a blood pact before we go into BRD and be like, dude, if your character dies, you have to delete him. You already hit level 60, but I think the technicality of it all isn't worth it. But yeah, I was thinking about how to get him a part of a BRD run with his rogue with me, but I don't think it's a good idea. Alright, so I need one more Stomper Pelt. Let's just go to the end of this.
He had to pay.
This cave requires big ass balls. Oh, Svetska, you should. You should have seen me earlier.
Let him out.
I feel like I'm the right man for the job right now. I almost turned the stream off. 20 minutes into the stream, I almost died to a devil sword. And it wasn't because he came up on me. I was testing it for science, and it almost went south real quick. Happy Monday, everybody. Monday.
Takes too long to kill him with the cat.
Would wait until after the election to move to the Philly area. If Trump wins the re-election, the Dems may burn their cities down in protest. Yeah, we were talking about like, you know, I don't really care to get into the politics of it, but yeah, we were talking about the election and stuff. And being in the Philly area in the Northeast, it's gonna be crazy, man. In Texas, I mean, we'd be comfy. There's a lot of space down here. I know everybody.
Happened. Huh? Yeah, I said what happened. Good. I got it. Start as the person, and then turn into the cat. Did you hear me? Hello? Okay. Hello? tell me you were leaving. I was talking and talking to you. You never told me you left. Need to make sure I heard you. Tired.
I need to get closer.
You get to me when you're tired. Think I wanted a week off? Charlie.
I can't cast that yet.
I'm a bear now.
So does Austin and the Texas area that I'm in right now. We just need Corona to blow over.
It's kind of nice. I can heal myself.
800 square foot for 2,200. Yeah, maybe we were looking at some good deals.
I like
So
being the bear
we've
to
been looking
attack
all
them.
week,
It does a better attack.
and apparently
Honey?
my mother-in-law has a friend
bear
that has a
attack
realtor
better?
in Philadelphia, so she's gonna help us find what we want, whatever that is. But we
You
looked
mean
all weekend. I
tanky.
swear it's exhausting looking for apartments and somewhere to live in an area that you know nothing about. But we kind of have an idea of what the prices
feel
are
like
gonna
he
be,
did a
maybe
better
what
job.
we can afford. We'll see what happens.
But the cat runs faster. I know I
I
am.
still need blood caps. I've got 2 minutes left on these buffs.
Act like I
ideally
don't
would
know
just
what
grind
I'm
for a moment.
doing.
Get a house here in Texas way cheaper than all that? Oh, trust me, I know, Matt. I know. That's the thing. I guess if we spend a lot of money on living expenses for the... Oh, are you serious? I was just next to this guy. I gotta go back in the cave.
Well, fuck a duck.
Why don't you just burr or house hack a property, live rent free? Get a huge house in Philly suburb for under 2K, right? Yeah, Cargos. No, you can. Oh, yeah. I just said it. My wife is special, dude. Once she gets something in her head, she's stuck on. She wants to live in an apartment in Old Town, and we haven't made anything final yet. My mother-in-law has a realtor, like I said, that's gonna help us find something.
I think if you start
She's
out
stuck
after
on an
person
apartment in downtown Philly, which is, I'm gonna.
and go into cat form,
I'm actually gonna be screwed.
a lot easier.
We'll make it work. The things you do for love. It's not final yet, and whenever we talk, Cargos, I was like, hey, what do you think about a house?
I don't know.
Like 30 minutes out in the suburbs, like. So nothing's final yet, but we're gonna spend all week trying to figure it out. So glad my wife's a country gal. I mean, growing up in Texas, I think
What's
we
the
could
difference between right-clicking and
probably
using
consider
the
both of
shred
ourselves pretty
button?
country. I don't know. I said last time on stream I'm a city slicker, so I guess just living in Texas it doesn't make you a country guy.
Very good.
Better buy several guns before moving up
You
there.
can do
Hey,
both.
so they have open carry laws though, right?
Said so do both?
Dude, I don't really want to carry a gun around. Maybe I'll have a gun in my house. I don't own a gun currently because I'm in Texas and like I feel pretty safe just walking around because dude, you may not realize it, but everywhere you go, someone's got a gun on them, and I know we all have different opinions about it, but they still have concealed handgun license laws in Pennsylvania, right? I'm pretty sure that's what I read. So there'll be people packing, maybe not as many as Texans, but One of the requirements for whenever we're moving is live somewhere safe. So these apartment complexes we're looking at, it's all like a gated community. You know, they've got like a doorman 24/7, stuff like that. Jeez. All right, let's go back to that.
You know, you're a bad teacher.
We'll do this quest. Our wives are special. Do it while you can. Yeah, it's
you said
honestly,
just
it's not
right-click
it's
all
not
the
the move
time.
financially. I'm 23. We're probably gonna live there for 2 years max and just go with the flow.
That's what you told me.
Can't wait to move out of Texas. Hopefully, selling a
Yeah, you
house
did.
here in a year or so. Then move.
No, I said, how do you
Fair
attack?
enough.
You said just
I
keep
was
right-clicking.
wondering why you were wanting to move out of Texas, but going to Florida makes sense. Just joking.
I assume you know what you're doing because you've done
That
this.
sounds
But
really
no,
nice.
it's not.
Scenic City Old Town area is beautiful. We'll see what happens. Do whatever ambitious stuff before you have kids, yeah. Texan status revoked. Fair enough. Lots of good spots to eat and everything's walking distance. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'm hoping that all this stuff blows over. I mean, we're probably looking at about 2 years max living there, and then we're gonna
Try
move
not
back
to die.
Texas. And if it wasn't for all the coronavirus stuff, we would have moved to Europe and somewhere overseas. 100%. We both studied abroad, and that would have been the play. But we're stuck with living in the north. It's like moved to Europe, which was the dream, and then we're stuck with the Northeast, which it's not the anti-dream, but it's definitely not moving. Need a separate permit for
For her
Philly.
Avatar of Vengeance upgrade, she was already incredibly strong, and considered to be on the same
health
tier
go
as
down so
Malfurion
fast, I
himself.
don't like that.
In fact, part of the reason the Horde never tried to fight the Night Elves in the first place is because they thought it was impossible to take the city as long as Tyrande and Malfurion were both there. When Malfurion was defeated by a tag team of Saurfang and Sylvanas, Tyrande was trying her best to find him in the middle of a gigantic forest, and was able to use her priestly clairvoyance to find his exact location in an instant. And then, when she got there, she was able to instantly disable Saurfang and freeze him in place with her light magic. And Saurfang himself is equivalent to about 5 average soldiers. So he's pretty strong too, it's just Tyrande is so much stronger. And then, after the burning of her city, she underwent a forbidden ritual to gain the dark powers of her god, which seemingly made her more powerful. You see, we were told she got an incredible power boost. We saw her kill a whole bunch of Horde soldiers afterwards, but she could already do that, and she didn't really do anything that she couldn't have done before. Basically, all she did was beat up Nathanos and a Valkyrie, but she was already stronger than Nathanos and all the Valkyries, and she had the help of Malfurion, who could also do that solo. We haven't really seen her do anything with this new power yet, but we've been told it's very strong, and since she was already equivalent to Malfurion in the past, I thought I'd have to put her a little bit higher on this list, as she should be stronger than her husband now, and should also be stronger than a psychic using Death Knight. And at number 5, we have Thrall,
What all
former leader of the
forms
Horde,
you turn
temporary
into?
avatar of the Earth. You see, the time period we're putting Thrall on this list in is during the Cataclysm, when he was taking over the duties of the Earth Warden for Deathwing, before all the aspects lost their power. And Thrall was given the Dragon Soul in order to shoot Deathwing out of the sky, thanks to the combined power of all the dragon aspects with him channeling the power of the Earth, and Deathwing himself made on the list of the top 10 strongest raid bosses in lore. So, being able to blast a hole through him is quite the accomplishment. Although this was an incredible temporary power boost with a weapon that kind of completely countered him, which really blurs the line in which power-up should be allowed for this list, because this would also let him kill basically everyone else in the list as well. You see, outside of his temporary avatar of Earth State, Thrall is still pretty strong. He was trained to be a battle expert his whole life and was given tons of experience in arenas for the amusement of people, and he was able to liberate all of the orc internment camps at a young age, and learned how to control the elements in order to add lightning and fire to his
can't
armor
attack
abilities.
that target.
Although this would only really put Thrall at the same tier as Vol'jin early in his career. But by the Cataclysm, he was a world-renowned shaman, and at one point was asked by Ysera, the dragon aspect, to go to a Night Elf village in order to stop a rampaging fire elemental that they weren't able to deal with themselves. And Thrall considered this task to be very easy, to the point where he questioned why they were bothering to send him to do it in the first place. And it ended up being a good bonding opportunity with him and the Night Elves. But this should show a little something about how strong Thrall was in this time period. where something an entire Night Elf village wasn't able to handle was considered a small matter. Thrall also fought on the back of Caligos in order to kill scores of Twilight Dragons, when the aspects were fighting Chromantis, a 5-headed dragon who had the powers of all the other aspects. In order to defeat it, they needed to combine the powers of all the aspects, but obviously, they couldn't use Deathwing, so they asked Thrall to substitute in his place, and he was able to fulfill the role of the aspect of Earth to everyone's surprise. And when Jaina was trying to destroy Orgrimmar with a gigantic tidal wave made of hundreds of water elementals, Thrall was able to single-handedly hold it back, which was only possible because he had the power to do it himself, if he wanted to and could match Jaina. And Thrall has a whole bunch of other small feats of strength since he's basically one of the main protagonists of World of Warcraft, so there's many instances of him using power to do stuff. So a super powerful shaman who was strong enough to substitute as the aspect of Earth and hold back a city-destroying tidal wave definitely deserves a spot on this list. Even if in the current timeline he can't actually use his shaman powers right now. They kind of had to nerf Thrall, otherwise he'd just solve all of the world's problems by himself. Now, since this video is about power scaling, I couldn't really ask for a better sponsor for today's video than Crunchyroll, as power scaling and anime go hand in hand. Now, Crunchyroll is a great place to watch anime on any device you might have, as I routinely watch it on my tablet whenever I'm eating, and I've pretty much been an active user of the site since 2013. So, use my sign-up link, crunchyroll.com/RumorRedX, you can start your 2-week free trial. And you can watch all kinds of anime with super powerful characters as well, all professionally subtitled and going up an hour after they go live in Japan. Especially the most anticipated second season of anime in this season, ReZero, which is all about a guy who gets transported to another world but doesn't have superpowers and was sent into a hard mode version of a fantasy world. So it's very entertaining to see how he gets himself out of various life and death situations, all in full HD 1080p on any mobile device you might have. So make sure you use my sign up link, crunchyroll.com/RumorRedX, to start your 2-week free trial as we continue on with our super powerful characters in WoW. And at number 4, we have Jaina Proudmoore, leader of Kulturas, former leader of Theramore, definitely one of the head alliance leaders and one of the most powerful mages living on Azeroth. Now, Jaina has tons of feats of strength, and even a couple that involve her wielding a powerful artifact, like the time she almost destroyed Orgrimmar with a gigantic tidal wave thanks to having the focusing iris on her, as she would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for Thrall stopping her. Although, to be fair, he was only able to barely stop her, and she could have easily pushed past him if she just decided to kill him to stop his channeling, which she almost did do before she got stopped by her boyfriend. Jaina is also seen raising a boat from the bottom of the ocean by herself in the Warbringer cinematic. During the battle for Lordaeron, she's seen controlling the boat with her magical powers in order to single-handedly turn the tide of the battle into the Alliance's favor, by temporarily freezing all of the plague and destroying the city walls by herself. And she was also the final raid boss in a raid, which is a distinction only given to super powerful people, as she fights the combined forces of the Horde in the middle of the sea after staging a successful attack on the city and killing a Horde leader. Now, Jaina has feats of strength for days. She's another one of the main characters of World of Warcraft, so she appears a lot and often. And a lot of her feats of strength are shown very prominent to all players who don't really have to dig around for it in obscure lore books, like you do with the Malfurion or Vol'jin, for example. When it comes to power scaling of characters, Jaina is always powerful. There are many moments in lore where she just completely destroys small groups of soldiers by herself with a little effort, and is an absolute one-man army. The only people that beat Jaina when it comes to strength are ones who have nearly godlike levels of power. And at number 3, we have Sylvanas Windrunner, former leader of the Horde and Forsaken. Now, Sylvanas has always been a powerful character, although her strength is inconsistently shown in-game, just like a few other parts of Sylvanas' character. You see, Sylvanas has Banshee powers and can kill people with a single scream. She's also a Dark Ranger, which is basically a normal hunter that has dark magic powers as well, and she's the strongest of the bunch, and was the leader of the Rangers when she was still alive. In Wrath of the Lich King, she's shown to be powerful enough to fight with Arthas by herself for a while, before she realizes that he had gotten even stronger since the last time they met and had to run away. And she's the character the Horde players interact with when you're trying to escape from Arthas during the Halls of Reflection, as you basically just hold off his minions while she destroys gigantic ice walls by herself. Then in the Cataclysm, she got shot in the back of the head by a normal Forsaken and killed. Granted, if Jaina was shot in the back of the head, she would die too, but this doesn't look good for power scaling, and will definitely lead to a lot of people to think Sylvanas is a lot weaker than she's supposed to be. although the writers probably forgot she's supposed to be stronger than that too. During Legion, she's shown fighting Gen Greymane over a lantern. While Gen Greymane isn't able to kill her, he is able to thwart her plans and steal away her magic lantern, even though she's supposed to be way stronger than him. During the short novel, A Good War, Sylvanas is the sole reason Malfurion runs away in Ashenvale whenever they're having altercations, and she's the only member of the Horde who was able to match him in power, and was constantly hunting him down the entire time, and was even shown throwing him through the trees in a few occasions. During the end of the BFA campaign, Sylvanas is shown easily defeating Sourfang without any effort, although that's not really out of the ordinary. She was supposed to be that strong baseline. And then during the cinematic for Shadowlands, Sylvanas is shown easily defeating Bolvar, and it's also implied that she defeated all of the minions on top of the tower, and that they just cut to the part where Bolvar and Sylvanas were having the final bout. And then after she destroys the Helm of Domination, we basically learn that she had been gaining power from the Jailer the whole time, a super powerful being who has mastery over death and is possibly in the same league of power as the Titans. So if Sylvanas was already supposed to be on the same tier as Malfurion, and then received a super boost from the Jailer, that would put her definitely above Jaina in power scaling. But that's all I would bump her up in the rating to. We still don't really know exactly how much stronger she's gotten thanks to the Jailer's power, but it's safe to say that she is stronger than Jaina now, considering in some of the Shadowlands beta stuff, Jaina, Thrall, Tyrande, and a few other faction leaders were captured and pulled into the maw by Sylvanas. The only two faction leaders who could beat out Sylvanas are maybe not that much stronger. If anything, the top three could all be about equal in power scaling, so keep that in mind as I go on to the next two spots. And at number 2, we have Velen, leader of the Draenei on the Alliance side. Now, Velen is another one of those who's on this list thanks to powerful items he has under his control, in addition to the fact that Velen baseline is also pretty strong too. His own feats of strength include, when the Legion was attacking his home city, he was able to single-handedly create an invulnerable barrier that killed any demon that came near it. He is also a super powerful healer who's teaching the leader of the Alliance how to better handle his light powers. He is well loved by the Naru, who are super powerful agents of the light and are probably descendants of the Light Lords, and most likely the source of all light magic on Azeroth. During the Mage Tower scenario for the tanks, Velen is there to help tanks kill the boss. He is also shown killing a boss level character by himself as he tries to run away by just dispelling the invulnerable CC on himself through sheer force of will. While the players are fighting the Avatar of Sargeras, Velen alongside Illidan and Khadgar are fighting Kil'jaeden. And at the end of Tomb of Sargeras, he runs off by himself to confront Kil'jaeden, and you see him fighting off hordes of demons by himself alongside powerhouses like Illidan during the final fight. In fact, he was so capable that he was able to change the mind of Kil'jaeden, who had given up the hope that Sargeras could possibly be defeated someday, something which he previously thought was impossible. An alternate universe Velen was strong enough that his sacrifice was able to purify a corrupted Naru. And to top it all off, Velen has orbital strikes. Velen had control of the Vindicar, which was used to great effect in Argus in order to do tactical orbital strikes. Basically, Velen could have killed anyone on Azeroth at any moment's notice as long as they weren't underground, because the power of an orbital strike from a spaceship is kind of unbeatable. Although, canonically, the Vindicar burned out its power matrix when it blasted open the entrance to Antorus, the Burning Throne, so its orbital strike capabilities are actually not functional during Battle for Azeroth, which is why it was only used to transport troops during the war, and is kind of loosely under control of the Lightforged Draenei now in Terralion. Although borrowed power is totally okay on this list, even if they only had it for a limited amount of time, so it still counts as part of Velen's arsenal in determining his power scaling. So Velen is a combination of being physically powerful, blessed by the light, and having the best technological advantage over anyone. So Velen could have easily taken the number 1 spot on this list if it wasn't for Garrosh quite possibly cheating so hard. And at number 1, we have Y'Shaarj-infused Garrosh. Garrosh was a former leader of the Horde and temporarily temporarily fuse himself with the most powerful old god, and require the combined might of
That's still recharging.
Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk about the Shadowlands pre-patch, and more specifically, everything that is coming to the game with that pre-patch. But before we get into all of that, guys, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out stream the Shadowlands beta every single day over on twitch.tv/MrGM. Right, so the Shadowlands pre-patch, quite possibly one of the most hyped pre-patches in the history of WoW. I know a lot of people keep asking me, you know, what's coming in pre-patch? What's coming in pre-patch? You know, is this in pre-patch? Is this pre-patch? Like, when is the pre-patch? And that's something we're going to speculate on as well in this video. But for the most part, this video will be just going over all of the brand new things that are coming to the game in the pre-patch. I love pre-patch, dude. It is so much fun. That everything's always so broken, and this one is especially going to have some very, very fun broken things. So let's just start off with the biggest thing of the pre-patch, and that is, of course, the pre-patch event for the expansion. Now, we don't really know too much about this event. All we've been told it's kind of like a Scourge Invasion 2.0. If you remember that from Wrath of the Lich King, the Scourge just running wild, going nuts all over Azeroth and different areas in the world. And it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, and as I said, we don't really know too much about what is, like, specifics and stuff like that. But it's going to be cool. The Wrath one was super awesome. But yeah, story-wise, obviously, the Lich King's helm has been shattered. The Scourge are unruly. They're going to go nuts. We're going to find out what happens with them when they don't have a Lich King behind them. Yeah, it's going to be pretty wild. So I'm looking forward to the pre-patch event. More details, no doubt, will come out soon about it. Currently on the beta, there isn't really anything. There was a little Nathanos world boss, though, in Eastern Plaguelands, which we did actually kill in Alpha when it was accidentally spawned. But so that might be a part of the pre-patch event as well, maybe like a world boss event. I don't really know. It's going to be fun. So yeah, pre-patch event is probably the biggest part, obviously, of the pre-patch. Next up is a huge one, and that is class changes. Yes, all of those unpruned abilities, all the changes to the classes, all the fixes, all the breaks, everything will be coming to your class in the Shadowlands pre-patch. So yeah, that's pretty damn exciting. I know a lot of people have been, you know, wanting to get on beta so they can try out their class. But honestly, you know, if you just want to try out your class, there's going to be a PTR for the pre-patch, and that'll be available for everybody, and that will include all those amazing and not so amazing class changes that your classes will be receiving in Shadowlands. Another thing that will be added in this pre-patch is a massive thing for me, and this has been something I've been covering very extensively on the channel, and that is the brand new customizations for all of your characters. Yes, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see like what everyone looks like with all the new customizations, and combined with like different transmogs and everything like that. So yeah, all of the customizations for every single race in World of Warcraft will be coming in the pre-patch, and obviously you just be able to go to the barber and change all of your appearances like that. You can even change your gender at the barber now as well, so if you're not happy being a man, you can change to a woman, etc. Pretty great about that. No longer a paid service from Blizzard, it's now just, you know, simply through the barbershop, which I think is fantastic. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting. I wonder if they'll do like a discounted race change as well at the same time because of all the new changes to the races. Be interesting to see what happens with that specifically. So yeah, all of those amazing new customizations will be coming in the Shadowlands pre-patch. Now, one thing you're going to notice when you first log in when the pre-patch drops is that your level will no longer be level 120. You will officially be level 50. That will be the level cap of Battle for Azeroth. Along with that will be a item level squish and a stat squish. So your numbers will be very, very low. And that's okay because everything else in the world is also very low. And if you're not level 120, if you're like level 110, you'll be 45. The basic calculation is essentially dividing by 2.4 of your current level in Battle for Azeroth, and they're kind of rounding up, I think, is kind of where it's at. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. As for like, I know people have been asking, you know, what about old raids? Like, what am I going to do? How can I run MC? TLDR of that, essentially all the old expansions still do have a level cap. I do have a tweet I'm going to put on the screen right now. That's all the level caps for the different expansions. Essentially, whatever you can do right now in Battle for Azeroth, you'll be able to do post-level squish and post-item and stat squish. I don't think there would be a world where they make, you know, Molten Core super hard or something like that to solo. I think everything that you can do right now will essentially be able to be done as of the pre-patch, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's just simply going to be a, you know, different numbers, and it's just going to be something we're going to have to get used to going forward. The next huge feature coming in the pre-patch is Exile's Reach. Yeah, the brand new leveling experience for the Horde and Alliance from 1 to 10, available to the original core races, not the allied races. Allied races will all start at 10. But yeah, so Exile's Reach will be available in the pre-patch, and that's available for Horde and Alliance. You have a whole little story. You got some brand new transmogs from there if you do want to check those out. They're kind of cool, actually, like super simple weapons, but super HD. Really nice looking stuff, and definitely worth a playthrough at least once, just to experience it and see all the cutscenes and the voice acting and the little story and the kind of tutorial stuff. I really enjoy Exile's Reach. I've done it several times on Horde and Alliance. It is basically identical for Horde and Alliance, unfortunately, but you know, that's how it is, and it's super fun. And as I said, like, when that comes out in the pre-patch, I do recommend that you do give it a go. I think it'd be super fun, and especially on day one, I think there's going to be people piling in there like crazy. I think it's going to be such a interesting experience for sure. And if you don't want to do Exile's Reach on a new character, you will get the choice to either start in your regular start zone or in Exile's Reach, so you don't always have to do it. But as I said, give it a go once, see what you think, and try it out. Alongside Exile's Reach will be another big leveling change, and that'll be Chromie Time. Yes, Chromie Time will be active as of the Shadowlands pre-patch. If you don't know what Chromie Time is, essentially it's a system where you can level from level 10 to level 50, which is the level cap, in any expansion you want to. So if you want to level through Burning Crusade, you can do that.
Stronghold. Go forth to victory.
That from level 10 to level 50, and you'll be able to experience most of the content over there, pretty much scaled all the way up till level cap there, and it's super fun. I've been doing it extensively on the Twitch channel, leveling through, you know, Wrath and Walls of Draenor, Legion, and it's been just really, really great. And obviously some expansions are faster than others. That's something, you know, that's a whole nother video to find out, you know, which one's the fastest. But right now on beta, it's one of the things I love doing and experiencing that old content once again. And it's, yeah, it's an interesting experience. And that is for non-new players. So a new player will be forced into Battle for Azeroth. But if you're not a new player, that'll be an option for you once you reach level 10 on an allied race or on a character that's coming out of Exile's Reach. So yeah, Chromie Time will be active as of the pre-patch. And I'm looking forward to seeing max level characters in like Wrath leveling gear. That's, yeah, pretty interesting to think actually. Speaking of broken items, another change will be to professions, and specifically professions from older expansions. Now, I haven't seen a ton of coverage of this. I will probably do an extensive video talking about this change, and of course the changes coming in Shadowlands as well with professions. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. So the way that they've done it right now, and this is obviously subject to change, this is as of beta. Say for example, you're going to make an item while leveling through Wrath. Now normally, that item will be pretty low level, but with Chromie Time, you know, you could potentially be at Wrath at level 45, level 50, etc. So what they've done is create these items called Relics of the Past, and there's 5 of those right now, and each of them has a specific level that it sets the item that you create, and you can make that all the way up to level 50 with item level 100, which is fairly competitive. It's not a bad item level at all, and all of the endgame items for all of those professions are automatically item level 100 with requiring level 50, which is the level cap. So there's going to be a lot of broken stuff. Specifically, for an example, Nightfall. Nightfall is a axe from vanilla WoW. As of the pre-patch, this will be item level 100 and requiring level 50, and that's, as I said, quite competitive. It's not amazing, but it's pretty decent. But it also has a proc which gives you 15% spell damage. 15%, and I've been testing this on beta, and yeah, it does work. It's pretty interesting. Another example is for tailoring, like Spellfire. The whole like Spellfire set is also available at item level 100 with the set bonus, which increases your spell power. So yeah, I've been looking at this a little bit. Obviously, it's quite hard to level stuff like that on the beta, but there's going to be a lot of broken items in pre-patch because of professions. I can't wait to see how nuts some of the raid runs and Mythic Plus runs are in the pre-patch leading up to Shadowlands. So yeah, professions is going to be a lot of fun for sure. Another fairly big change, which I have made a video on, is the allied race restriction changes. Essentially what's happening with these is they are removing the reputation required to unlock allied races. So if you haven't done the reputation but you've done the achievements, as of pre-patch, you are going to be obtaining a lot of allied races to play. This change, as I said, will be coming in the pre-patch, and it's fairly minor. I thought I'd throw it on the list anyway, and as I said, I do have an extensive video on it talking about the different achievements that you do need for those allied races. But yeah, so if you don't have allied races and you've done the achievements for various zones, you will be obtaining some of these allied races as of pre-patch. That's pretty cool. You obviously have to do the unlock quests in the embassies, but other than that, you've pretty much got essentially most of the allied races. If you've just played the game in general, you'll probably get most of the allied races pretty much by default in the pre-patch. And finally, one big change that's coming in the pre-patch is the removal of corruption. Corruption is gone. Corruption is gone. Yes, corruption will be gone as of the pre-patch. It will be disabled, similar to like old legacy effects. It will just be grayed out and no longer be able to be used in the pre-patch. That's exciting. I know a lot of people don't like corruption. A lot of people do like corruption, but corruption will be removed as of the Shadowlands pre-patch. So get grinding now, enjoy it while you can, because as of pre-patch, day 1, it's gone, and it will no longer be active on your weapons or on your items or anything like that. So yeah, corruption is being removed as of the pre-patch. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is all of the features that I can think of that are coming in the Shadowlands pre-patch. If you can think of any more, or you have a question about a certain feature, do let me know in the comment section below. I'll try and reply. I'm sure someone else will reply. But yeah, that's pretty much the like major features of the Shadowlands pre-patch, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know a lot of people
Talk to me.
Later.
What do you need? For the Horde.
Relax. Stay away from
Strength and honor. Brawlhall.
what's beyond your mind.
Loktar. Go forth to victory. What do you need? Hail.
Hey there.
Sug. Go. Graw. May your blades never dull. Thrall Hall. Strength.
Well met. May the eternal sun shine upon thee. Walk with the Earth Mother.
Greetings, man.
Stay away.
What are you looking for? For the Horde. What can I help you with? Go forth to victory.
Hello, man.
It's too far away.
Mjau, mjau, mjau. Förlåt mig. Men i och för sig jag ligger här och läser det mest underbara saker om katter.
I think my mix is having like a fit. We still good? Are we still live?
Jesus, I don't move it fast like this. Nope. Not like this.
We okay?
What does Nefia do?
My mixer just like freaked out again. I need to look into that. That's kind of weird. Maybe
I
it's in
guess
like
it's
a.
Divine Him, but for vampires.
Maybe it's in the wrong slot or something. Like maybe I didn't put it in the right USB or something.
I tried.
That was scary.
And I think
Mixer,
I did
yeah.
a mass spell, but I was already.
It's a hard
dead
pumper with
at
raid content.
It was,
And a lover of the Drafty aesthetic. I'm very excited for Trials and Athro. Yeah. It is good. I really enjoy it. Let me whisper Talius. Is Talius actually live?
That spell isn't ready.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Oh, he is live. Is he just talking about politics, or is he actually playing? Oh, fuck. Whoops. You're talking about US healthcare?
But none of the ones afterwards have.
Oh, yeah, he is. Alright. Pro Hunter move? Yeah, that was my bad. Living with Wanna come Natria? Normal?
One of them gives a gloom feel, and I think that also is something that you probably have to be wary of.
Wait, did I lose target's target, or did I just not have a target? Oh no, there it is. What the fuck? So it's not consumed. Anyone knows why Night Fae is better than Necrolord? So Necrolord used to be really good. No wait, Venthyr used to be really good for blood, because that was the. Oh yeah, okay. So you just aim shot, get precise shot, and then just spam Chimera shot because it doesn't consume it. All of them.
Wait, you're not having fun?
Oh, put out the traps.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, don't.
Fucking this part. This is a bit. Just
I didn't think that middle pack would aggro, to be honest, because they were shrouded, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't thought it.
Yeah, is it an idea to tank the counters away with a few ads, and then we'll just nuke down half of the ads, and when they are dead,
I'm
we
using
just
cool
do
the
rest,
shots.
We can try.
What do you think is? What do you think?
Yeah,
is
she's,
better?
when she's channeling, she
What do you guys
doesn't move
think?
anyway, so might as well just use it to her advantage.
We can try that. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. We needed a tank, a very good tank. So I thought, you know.
Just attack on the left side. Right attack where actually full attack.
Yeah.
As good as you spam Chimera, you get true shot a lot faster. Right. Yeah, that's definitely a bug though. Not consuming the thing. Because that's like 70% Chimera damage, like constantly. That's kind of fucked.
Anyone could go nice.
Doesn't matter. It's definitely not intended, that's what it is. Panda Druids? Dude, Panda Druids would be amazing.
So what you want to pull?
I would say in the middle pack there is no tracker. So let's try to pull the middle pack and Bloodlust on that and put them inside here, maybe down the stairs here. It's not. Okay. Lost.
I'm stunned.
Okay, she teleports.
I can't even do anything. I'm just gonna fucking... I'm just gonna spam something, dude.
That's a
what
good
does the
run
channel
back.
do that she's actually doing it now?
Great white damage.
Covenant's
wall.
meaningful. Thanks for the follow. And Vol, no, Nilla.
No, but it's just I think she feels them as
Ox
well.
for
and
bear,
that's the
tiger
thing
for
that, makes
Feral,
them
crane for
untargetable.
Moonkin. Definitely crane for Moonkin. That'd be super weird.
Traps this time. The Gargle.
Dragon Riders, yes. So there are 2 trappers in there.
So can we be Moonkin?
Two boxes.
I think Moonkin would be something more
Yeah,
like
that's what 2. But we
humanoid,
killed
I
everything
guess.
else. So.
No, we didn't.
Not so much a crane, but like more of a.
Both big mobs.
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head in Pandaria, but there's probably plenty.
If there's CC, maybe I can mind control.
Has there ever
I can
been
see
a
if mind
panda
control
druid in
actually
lore?
works.
It should work. Everything.
Yeah, exactly. Crane and serpent would be more flightful. Exactly. Oh, they actually killed a few.
Priests rejoice, we are with 4. Let's all use mind control.
I missed my hex.
Wait, did you kill her? Not here.
I guess.
Yeah, I told you, we killed almost everything. There's only the 2
So I think
bear
this is
riders and
the
1 mob.
I'd still just kill the Enforcer.
Kill fast, dude.
The other two
How do you even do this
then
fight?
The worst.
Soul allies to mitigate damage from Ember Blast. Soul infuses susceptible to crowd control. Move away from allies. That doesn't sound too hard. Alright, ready? It's just not going down. Look at my damage. That's hilarious. That's so broken. That is so broken.
Well, mind control here and the rest.
Yeah, Chimera Shot is at the top by a country mile.
Yeah, these guys. Maybe we can.
I need a
use
weak
some
aura.
sort of advantage.
Your sellout shot's amazing. Hey, I'm gonna get one. Awesome, dude. Thank you. I need a weak aura.
I'm out
Can
of
someone,
range.
how do I get like a basic weak aura that just tells me this, like over here? You know, like a big icon for it. That'd be kind of handy.
So next here, bring 4 priests,
Is it easy to
control
make?
the hunters, and chuck traps around.
Take
Something
the
like that
hunters
pretty easy
to
to
a
make.
boss, trap the boss, kill the boss. That's how you do it, isn't it?
I'll have to have a look. Because I guess it's literally just a. Oh.
Roll. Ox, I also place traps.
Yeah, I know nothing about weak auras, so I would love to learn how to do them. Though. That'd be kind of cool.
I need to get closer.
Take a look in a sec.
Spell still there?
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Lost.
Can you alert?
Yeah, Chimera Shore looks like this. God, there's so much trash.
Yeah.
Weak auras are great, just a crap ton written by other people already. Yeah, I mean, oh man.
4 assassins.
Wow.
It's too far away.
Did tell you earlier to try it? Yeah, my bad, dude.
4 assassins out of no.
So, from template.
So basically, they're
Shows
telling
progression
us
based on
to
duration.
skip.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they can't even succeed. They can't even be stunned. So basically, if you're
Oh yeah, look at this!
because it's a 10-yard AoE.
Amazing.
Yeah. Wow. These trash packs
what's
are
the
harder
ability?
than the monsters.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's
I think you could see some of them, not the assassins, but everything else.
What's the ability
Like
called?
I tossed a poly
Trick shots,
over.
isn't it? Not trick shots.
So you just MC the pack?
It's called precision shots.
When you're up there, can you
yeah,
mark
there it is.
the asset where you
Only show
just take
when
a mind
it's buffed.
control
Yeah.
target?
So where's that gonna go?
I mean, I even frost nova shit.
Do you think this is gonna work? Let's try it. Oh yeah, dude! Look at that!
Never hard.
That's so sick! I just made a weak aura. That was so cool. It had like a little hunter, like a little arrows on it as well. It's so cute. Look, there it is again. Woo. Baby's first weak aura. Feels hacker, man. The weak aura learning channel. Yeah, this is where we learn to make weak auras.
Maybe they get a buff where they make them immune for
That's
crowd
really
control
cool.
at some point.
Although I need to make it slightly different. Oh no, I've not made it in the center. Can I make it bigger? There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, lads. Let's try it. Oh yeah. Look how long you get with it.
Okay, so what tickets is we need to clear everything, but it at least gives us the room to be a bit spread.
Okay, we start with the party here on the
Wait, do we even need to kill these?
Which ones were the ones that you could mind control?
I need to get closer.
Les cuento todo antes de empezar al...
This is a famous story. Bad for my own action. Adventure. Scared for myself. Danger. This legacy belongs to our family. Gotta get away.
It's too far away.
The fuck? Why is it so late? We'll add a couple of seconds. Jesus Christ.
Our forces are under attack.
The speed didn't even finish when his things were there. So I have plenty of time with my Reaper. I will assume that the speed finishes at 310 if he goes 17.4 because he took it a little bit late. There goes my Reaper. I can't believe I didn't see that. I'm so blind. I could have died. I could have died. I see the lair for this game, I believe, because of this Reaper, and I'm not really sure how to react. I'm just like, well, I want to go Thor because I'm going mech, but he's on 2 base, so I think Battle Cruiser is fine. And then like getting, because I'm on my way to Battle Cruiser, I think.
I'm out of range.
Yeah. I think the best composition would be to go Marine Stim Siege Tank, but I don't want to. Yeah, it's just so awkward. Maybe I could have stopped my fusion core on time or something and just try. I mean, he's on 2 base. And I can make like Widow Mines instead. I think I should have made Widow Mines. Can I even afford it? How much are they?
I need to get closer. I'm out of range.
Are there any comic nerds out there? The only comics that well, I've read recently were Fables. God, there was something else. I've read Watchmen. Oh, reread it. I wonder if he canceled this. I think he cancels this.
It's too
It
far
does.
away.
I just can't deal with me this well. Wait, do I even lose this game?
I don't have a target.
Wait a minute. I lose a battle cruiser, I think. No. I'm gonna make another battle cruiser. My battle cruiser was so late. What am I doing?
Add on.
Watchmen is amazing. Did you know, I thought like that was the first novel in a series of 10 for some reason. And I was like, when I put down the book, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can't wait for the next 9. Oh my god, I was so sad. I didn't understand like the comic book format. Cause cause what they did was they released it like in smaller comic book forms. I don't know what to really call it. Back when it was like, I don't think they published it all together, right? Or Alan Moore did that. I think I think I win this. I'm just like looking at my army. It's very big.
I'm out of range.
The movie is okay. I do like the new TV show that came out on HBO.
It's too far away.
Yeah, I think I win this. This army is so tiny. Okay, so I did everything right. Just kidding. Look at it. Ain't it a beaut? It's not just mass Thor. It's Thor, Battlecruiser, Hellbat, some Marines, and Widow Mine right there. Siege tanks. Widow Mine is like not doing anything.
It's still recharging. I need to get closer.
Okay, I felt like the Zerg played kind of weird. For his opener, if I was him, I would have just invested in Massling Bling.
It's still recharging.
Because he kept mining off of gas, and he didn't really do anything with it. I mean, he can macro out of it by just like not mining gas and just droning and taking a third. Okay. What am I listening to? Alright, I'm gonna play unranked because I am weak sauce. I'm gonna get stomped by these people. I'm so like, I played on my my other account and I did okay. I like lost to a 3.6k and I was just like, oh shucks, I feel like really slow already, like molasses. This is what I get for not playing. And then I won like the next like 6 games and then I just stopped because I didn't want to spend too much time playing. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, you know, I really didn't have much to analyze from that replay. I even like had my notes open. I'm also queued right now, but it's gonna take a while maybe. Mutas are scary. Make scout it faster. I feel like this always happens. The mutas are surprised when they show up. I never find out by Spire unless my battle cruiser happens to like teleport on top of it. I love it when that happens. Because usually the battle cruiser can kill it. Yes, my battle cruiser is always late. PC is always late. Second one. Sometimes the first.
Meryl.